All right, guys, what is going on? And guys, it's Benjamin Valpy here. We are out here, and today we're doing a live broadcast, stepping into the man that God has designed you to be. Okay, guys, these are very interesting times going on right now, and we're about to do an awesome workshop on that. So it's a really good opportunity now to get out your pens and your paper, because we're going to be going deep on looking how can we spot signs and how can we come to the conclusion and realization on who God has designed us to be at this time in our life. A lot of men, guys, you can maybe sometime in the future we can collab on a beautiful live stream or produce a podcast episode, because we're all about inspiring men. Well, and then there's going to be the women there as well. We're about inspiring men and women, but stepping into the people that God has designed us to be, okay? So I know a lot of you guys have been feeling that calling on that you're designed or you're created for something bigger. You know, you felt special, you felt gifted. You're been going to church, you've been part of a church for a long time in your life, and you've always been told that God has blessed you. You've always been told that you've been meant for a bigger purpose, that God has you a purpose, that He has a mission for you to fulfill. We're told that we're meant to be good stewards of Jesus' word, and that we're feeling that calling, and He called you to be something bigger inside of your life. You just feel it. You can feel that energy and enthusiasm inside of your life, and you're looking for a good opportunity. You're looking, whether that's a career path, whether you're wondering, if God's called you to be a minister or a preacher, or maybe you wanted to be a doctor. You've just felt this calling inside of your life that God's called you for something bigger. And I want you to go ahead and write down the areas that you've been considering, okay? I know you have some areas that you've been considering inside of your life that have been on your mind, and that you feel gifted, you feel talented in that life. And I want you to go ahead and write those down to get those ideas out. And I want you to start looking at correlation. I want you to start looking at the pattern on God usually gives us a skill set. He gives us something sort of that we've been through inside of our own life. Okay? He gives us sort of a path in our life, and we learn a lot of lessons in our life. We have a lot of trials, tribulations. Probably is going to be a mission that you've been on in your life that's given you a lot of hard times, right? It hasn't always been smooth sailing, but you've always felt God was by your side. You've always felt like you've been guided, directed, even been corrected at times. And so I want you to look at that skill set that you've developed. And then I want you to start to look at how that can be a blessing in other people's lives. That if God's guided you on something, if you were to share that skill set with others, how can that bless them? And it's going to be similar to how the path that you've been on, except now you're going to be able to guide and help bring people to that actualization of what it was you went through, and you can share those lessons you went on, how you went to God, on how you expanded your faith, on how you had in time when all you felt was doubt, when you had to just keep being true to the mission, to the guidance, to being on track of what your intuition is. And so I want you to look at that career path that you imagine, God's message inside of it. How God says we're meant to share the word, and we're meant to help bring other people to God, right?